Alrighty, so today I'm going to be tracing over a drawing of an anime girl to practice a different style of art with my Gaomon PD1161 drawing monitor. Generally, my art looks like this. This is what my drawings of characters look like generally. And while I do really enjoy drawing characters that look like this, I'm really only able to draw characters that look exactly like this. And so as such, I've been wanting to diversify. I've been wanting to draw something a little bit different. And so as such, that is why I am today going to be tracing over this drawing right here of an anime girl. Specifically, this is Cheeto from Girls Last Tour, which is a fantastic anime that I highly recommend. And I'm going to be trying to experiment with a little bit of a different art style today. And hopefully I can use some of the stuff I learned today in a future drawing and maybe draw something that looks in a similar style to this, but is different and is maybe something just a little bit, well, a little bit different, I do suppose, kind of thing. That's kind of the goal, is just to force myself to do something a little bit different in today's video, I do suppose. But I guess I should probably go ahead and actually get to drawing, as I can't figure out how to do something different if I don't actually, well, draw and do something different. Now, can I? So let's go ahead. Oh no, that was not very good now, is it? Well, let's go ahead and first off, I do suppose, just zoom in on this just a little bit kind of thing. I'm going to bring my cursor up here, and I think I'm going to start up here with the helmet first kind of thing. I'm just going to be tracing over this. I already have my 3 layers, so I have my background, the image layer right here, and then an over layer. So I'm just going to be tracing over it, and then after I'm done kind of tracing all the details I want to, I'm then going to hide that and then add any other details that I want to add. And that's pretty much all that's going to be going on. And I just realized I accidentally left some dots on that. So let's just, oh no, that's not good. Erase. There we go. Now they're gone. Well, there we go. But after I'm done tracing this, I'm going to go and add like some little details and everything like that kind of thing that I want to add without actually having the character up and everything like that kind of thing, and just see how that turns out. But I've got a whole plan. I do suppose I should probably first off just go ahead and get to drawing those. So let's go ahead and do just that and start off on the top area of the head. So let's just go ahead and bring that up. I am using my mouse and my pen that I have right here. It's honestly a lot easier to use them in conjunction than just trying to use one or the other, in all honesty. So let's go ahead and first off, just go ahead and just do the helmet just like that, just a little bit kind of thing. There's definitely a little bit of lag. And definitely noticing a decent amount of lag. Is that due to smooth stroke? Let's turn that off. Oh, that was due to that. Yeah, let's turn smooth stroke off. I don't care about that. Yeah. So my beef with the last line I drew was that I didn't leave enough indent right there. Like, these are 2 distinctly different lines right here, and that's something I've got to keep in mind as well, is that a lot of these lines have distinctly different areas. I'm not going for something super precise by any means, but let's see. I'm still very much getting used to drawing with a tablet for sure. Or with a drawing monitor, I guess is the right way of putting it. It's definitely hard to get as straight of a line as I want. And since I can just erase so easily, it's just so easy to just go, all right, yeah, I don't like that line. Like, I want that gone kind of thing. It's just so easy to do that. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm actually going to leave the eyes until a little bit later. And I'm going to go and bring it down and start doing the clothes. Now the clothes, I'm feeling like this is really what I struggle with most of the time with like my characters, like is background and clothes. Like clothing, I can draw like one style of clothing and that is absolutely it. And I'm not good at doing like clothing folds or anything like that kind of thing. And that's something I really want to get better at as well, I will admit. But clothing is really where I start to struggle with drawings. And it's definitely something I want to get better at doing. That is for sure. You know, like with folds, with like clothing and stuff like that kind of thing, it's just not something I'm used to doing. It's something that's tedious. It's something that I don't care about. I like drawing funny characters. But now I've got other ideas, and I don't just want to draw funny characters anymore. So now, my mistake of never practicing any of that is coming back to haunt me. But I am literally just tracing over all of this kind of thing. It is just kind of fun to trace. Of course, I'm not going to try to claim that this is like my own art or something like that kind of thing. I'm literally just tracing this art. I do want to clarify that. I'm not making a new creative piece of art today. I'm literally just tracing over this piece of art to just kind of force myself to do something a little bit different, to not be stuck in the same rut over and over and over again. And that is something that I really enjoy about art. I really enjoy just drawing the same thing over and over and over again. I mean, like on my channel, I have over 150 videos of me just drawing fish. I love drawing fish. I love drawing very, very, very similar fish over and over and over again. It's something I really enjoy doing, and I really just enjoy drawing very similar drawings over and over and over again. But sometimes, gotta do something a little bit different. And that is very much how I'm feeling right now. Excuse me. Excuse me. Especially when you have a certain project in mind with a certain look you want and a certain goal. And that I have something in mind at the moment. Girls Last Tour, though, is a really good anime. I really enjoy it. It's a manga as well, of course. Well, not of course. Not all anime are manga. Not all manga are anime. It goes both ways. But it is a manga as well. I haven't read the manga yet, but I've heard it's very good. And I do want to read it. But the anime of Girls Last Tour, which is what I've watched, was fantastic. And this is one of the main characters from Girls Last Tour. Name's Cheeto. And an amusing character to say the least. You know, Girls Last Tour is an anime all about, well, exactly what it sounds like. It's a bunch of girls last tour, kind of, in an odd way, not in a way you'd expect, but it's very good. It's very good. And I highly recommend. If you're looking for like a melancholic anime or just TV show as a whole, it's so melancholic. Very good show as a whole. Really, really, really enjoyable. Alrighty. So I'm going to go and zoom out now. And there we go. So I've now outlined most everything. Let's just check real quick. Yep, I've outlined pretty much everything. Let's go and get rid of that. And yeah, so that is definitely an outline right there. That is definitely an outline right there. And this, to me at least, looks pretty good. I think it looks, well, mostly like an outline. Some things that I want to go ahead and just make look better. The shading down here, like I prefer, like generally, like, not, what's the right way of putting it? I prefer not doing complete black. I just prefer doing, what's the right way of putting it? Not pointillism. I'm trying to think of the right way to put it. Cross-hatching. I prefer cross-hatching personally. I just like the look of it more. But with the shading areas, like I feel like the shading areas, they definitely need to be actually shaded, not cross-hatched, and then everything else can kind of be cross-hatched. Like right here, this needs to be shaded as well. You know, now that I've gotten used to kind of just zooming in and out with these drawings, like very quickly kind of thing, it's really, like, really not bad at all. It's pretty easy in all honesty, and I mean, like, I'm very much getting used to using this drawing tablet very, very, very quickly. I've done just a couple drawings with my drawing tablet so far, and I'm very much getting used to it very fast. Which is surprising and was not completely to be expected from me. But honestly, it is like low-key fun to just kind of trace over something. Like I'm not actually creating art right now. I'm just tracing over somebody else's drawing. But it's just kind of fun too, in all honesty. Like, I don't mind this at all. It's just interesting. Alrighty. And so now, I'm going to go and try to do the eyes. I was kind of struggling with the eyes earlier, which is why I left it till now. And there we go. That is pretty much the drawing all done. That's pretty much not the drawing. This is not an actual drawing. This is literally just a trace. But that's pretty much that all done. What have I learned from this? Let's go ahead and just get rid of that. Okay. So what have I learned from this? I'm going to go and bring my camera down just a little bit. I was going to do that at the beginning of the video, but I completely forgot to, in all honesty. So what have I learned from this? Well, I've learned that, well, surprisingly, tracing over stuff with a stylus or with a pen or whatever you want to call it kind of thing is actually surprisingly fun. I actually really enjoyed doing this. This was a lot of fun, and the time really did fly by. I really did enjoy doing this quite a bit. It was just so, honestly, calming to just kind of just trace over the lines and just kind of go with it and kind of just do whatever. It felt really nice. It was really enjoyable. I really liked it. Some criticism for myself, well, maybe not criticism for myself. I don't think that's really the right way of putting it. Definitely need to figure out how to do clothing. I think just like things I need to learn how to do. Clothing, I think, is going to be the huge one. I definitely really needed to learn how to do clothing. Clothing, I really need to learn how to do. Like stuff like this, I cannot draw like doing like this sort of stuff right here kind of thing. This is like the max my talent level gives. I cannot draw clothing. And so I'm thinking I might try to start tracing over like pieces of real life clothing and stuff like that kind of thing. Like I'm very much, I can't draw anything realistic, frankly put. And it's something I have so much respect for like people who can draw manga and cartoons and stuff like that kind of thing, who actually have a background in drawing realistic stuff. They can actually draw realistic stuff in a cartoon, and I love that. I've always been too lazy, and I haven't ever cared to draw realistic stuff, nor do I really care to draw realistic stuff now. I just want to be able to draw cartoon clothing besides sweaters that look flat as hell like this kind of thing. That's all I want to be able to do, frankly put. But I have a lot of respect, and if I had to guess, the mangaka, the author of Girls Last Tour, probably has a background in some sort of more realistic art as well, kind of thing, if I had to guess. It's like Bill Watterson. Bill Watterson, he might be a cartoonist, but he can do really good drawings kind of thing, and I have so much respect for Bill Watterson. Huge inspiration kind of thing. But he's got a background in more realism and stuff like that kind of thing, whereas me very much not. So it's something I need to practice. It's something I need to practice, it is for sure. But other stuff, just looking, just a little bit kind of thing. I think the hat came along pretty well kind of thing, or the helmet. This is actually a helmet. Could have used some shading as well. The eyes, I think they look pretty good kind of thing. I think one thing I kind of want to start doing with my own drawings is I want to start doing more simplistic faces, like this face on this character right here. It has a lot of details. It doesn't really have too much going on kind of thing. Well, it has a lot going on. Sorry, that's the problem though. It has too much going on, too many details. The eyes are too big. They don't fit the face. There's just too much going on as a whole kind of thing. And that's one of the reasons why I'm not a super big fan of it. But or not a super big fan of it. No, what am I talking about? I've got more jumbled up. I like this drawing, but it's not quite what I'm looking for currently. Like, I really like drawing these characters, but it's not quite what I'm looking for. I want to draw something maybe a little bit different, something a little bit more like this. And so as such, I'm thinking I want to slim down the amount of details on my characters like they are right here kind of thing. That's kind of what I'm thinking at least. And I think I might just go ahead and give myself another go. Now, one of the things that having a stencil made really easy was the fact that I didn't have to worry about trying to figure out where everything goes. Now I kind of do. But I'm going to go ahead and try to actually draw, not what I just drew over here. I'm going to try to draw like my own character using what I just learned from this drawing right here. So that's what I'm going to go and try to do now. And so first off, let's go ahead and start with hair. And I'm just kind of committing to it. I'm not really trying to make the greatest piece of art ever. I haven't really put much thought into how I actually want this to look. I'm just kind of going for it. I always struggle with drawing. Like, I can draw this foot just fine. It's like trying to draw the other foot where it actually lines up the way I want is always difficult. And the more I look at this, the more I think these arms don't fit. They don't fit. The more I look at it, the more I think they don't. Like, I think it looks good on a character like this, but with like this style, not so much. Not so much if you ask me. Like this, the arms look good. But also I did short sleeves, and I'm thinking I want to try to do actual arms. So let's go ahead and just erase that real quick. But I think really what I need to do is, because I want to, really my thing is, I'm not really too worried about drawing a quote-unquote like different style character. It's just that I want to be able to improve this style of character. I'm like, I also do want to be able to draw like different faces and stuff like that. I don't want to have to draw I don't want to only be able to draw one style of face, and this is the only style of face that I am like practiced a lot kind of thing. But I think the main thing is that right now I feel like not a lot of my characters have a lot of differentiation between them. Like I drew this character one day, and then I drew this character another day. They look very similar. They look extremely similar. And not a lot of my characters have differentiation. And I feel like if I can learn how to draw a slightly different style of character, then I can learn how to differentiate my characters just a little bit. It's kind of what I'm feeling, at least, I feel like. And of course, to match these new arms, I want some not stick legs as well. It's okay. It's not like my greatest art ever, but you got to start somewhere kind of thing. Well, I tried some different clothing. Let's add some more levels to this clothing as well. And also, let's add some stuff to the hair. And there we go. So there's the character that I drew today after figuring out with this. It's definitely, you can tell, one's very simplistic yet detailed, and the other one, I don't know, tries to look like there's a lot of stuff going on, but there's really not, kind of thing. And that's is that the right way of putting it? Yeah. I think it's like, with this one, the charm is kind of like, it looks really simplistic, it looks really cute, but there's actually a lot of stuff going on. Like, there's pockets, there's so many different details. With mine, on the other hand, it's like, it looks like it looks like it tries to look like there's a lot of stuff going on, but there's really not. There's really not much going on, frankly put. And I think I want my art to kind of to not really change. I really like this sort of like big eyes, nose, mouth, really like funny, super big eyes that stretch off the page and everything. Like, I like that look. I think it's funny. But I want my art to become something that is more, looks simple, but is actually more complex, rather than or at least not, maybe not my art as a whole, but my characters, at least, my humanoid characters that I like to draw. I want them to become more, okay, this looks simple, but it's actually complex. And I think the way I want to do that is by, well, doing more clothing, doing more details, etc. kind of thing. Shading is a big one, of course. Like, that's all pretty big stuff. And yeah, I think that's all stuff that I want to improve on. I'm sure there's other stuff that I could mention that I'm simply not mentioning, but there's a lot of stuff that I certainly would not mind improving on, that is for sure. But yeah, I got a lot of ideas for the future, and I'm going to have to sit down and practice them, that is for sure. Well, I think that's pretty much all I had to say. What did I do in today's video? Well, first off, I traced over a drawing of an anime girl, and that's exactly what I did. Then after that, I went ahead and tried to utilize some of the stuff that I learned from tracing the anime girl with my own drawing right here. And I will admit, I learned a little bit, not too much by any means kind of thing, but I definitely did learn a little bit. I think really one thing that's hard for me with like a drawing software, one other thing to mention is that drawing software, it's kind of awkward to me. I'm used to using pen and paper. And when I'm trying to use drawing software, I have no perspective on how big, especially if I'm zoomed in, I have no perspective on how big, oh wait, what's going on? I have no perspective on how big, like, my drawing is actually is, kind of thing. Like, I have no idea. That's something I've definitely got to get used to as well. That's definitely something I'm going to get used to as well, that is for sure. But yeah, well, I can't complain. I can't complain. I'm pretty satisfied. I'm pretty satisfied. I feel like I've learned a decent amount from doing this. I really do. I really do feel like I've learned a decent amount from doing this. And while I don't think I'm going to be able to put it into, while I don't think I'm going to be able to put what I learned to work immediately, I'm definitely going to have to learn a little bit more first. I do still think that what I've learned today will be quite useful for what I want to do in the future. So certainly no complaints on my behalf, that is for sure. Well, I think that's pretty much all I had to say. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think of the concept of this video. Did you guys enjoy watching this video where I, well, traced over a drawing of an anime girl and then kind of drew my own art afterwards with my Gaomon PD1161 drawing monitor? Let me know in the comments down below if you guys enjoyed watching this video. And of course, please make sure to like and subscribe for more content. I have my Instagram, my book, my merch, my P.O. box, and my main channel, all in the description down below. Go check it all out. But I think that's pretty much all I had to say. So until the next one, stay safe and peace and have a great one. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know what I'm saying?